Our very first sample problem in Chapter 1 has us begin thinking about the differences between physical and chemical changes, and it also gives us an opportunity to think about phase changes as well. So as the problem states, the scenes below represent an atomic scale view of a sample of material A, undergoing two different changes. To the left, forming B, and to the right, forming C. Decide whether each depiction shows a physical or a chemical change. So let's take the A to B transition first. If we look at what we see here, we can see that really the molecular scene in A represents all of the same molecules that are two reds and a blue that are strung together. We can see that over on the left in the B molecular scene, we can see that we don't have any of those molecules left. Rather, we have molecules of two red atoms together, or we have red and blue atoms together. So because we've changed the physical composition, in reality, we've actually done a chemical change in converting this three atom species into two different two atom species. So this is a chemical change. One of the things that we also can note is that because these molecules are sufficiently separated from one another, all of these represent molecules that are in the gas phase. And just a couple of comments here as we think about molecular scenes. I love molecular scenes problems because they really allow us to look on a molecular level and see what's happening with the chemistry that we're learning about. So oftentimes these little spheres will represent individual atoms. From time to time, it'll describe something different, but it won't be uncommon in the future when we consider molecular scenes that we'll have to consider counting the atoms or molecules that we see. That's not relevant here, but I just kind of wanted to highlight that because it will be something that will be relevant in the future. As we consider the A to C transition, we can look and see that all of the molecules in the C molecular scene are the same. They're two red atoms connected to a blue atom. So we're not changing the chemical composition of what we have here. Rather, what we're doing is now these molecules become much closer in space, simulating either a liquid or maybe even a solid phase, where we had the same species as gaseous in the molecular scene shown in A. So this represents a physical change. And again, that physical change, going from a gas to a liquid or a gas to a solid, we'll learn about in future chapters. But again, this molecular scene problem highlights that we see both chemical changes and physical changes.